Hello.
Hello there. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. Every day is always better when we get to hang out together.
It is. I saw your video today. I think this would be a good topic to talk about. It was
Mm.
awesome. It was
Well,
awesome.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone's always looking for hacks
Yeah.
and like, oh, I have so many things to do. How do you get them all done in a day? Shocker, you don't. And frankly, you can't. Like, it's not realistic.
No, no. I can remember when we started this journey and I would list out the things on my list and you would be like, have you put times to any of that? I mean, can you physically get that done and still sleep, take care of basic needs, eat? And I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's normal. I mean, I've read all the books, and I think it's super common that we are terrible at estimating how much we can do in a day, in a
Mm,
week, and there's never a lack of things to do.
mm, no. Even
Yeah,
things that don't make the to-do list, there's
right.
always something to do.
Yeah, I mean, you make the to-do list and then you have the secret to-do list of other things that didn't make the to-do list.
You have that too?
Yes.
The one that stays up in your brain, it's like every time you walk in the closet, "Oh,
Yeah.
I really need
Yeah.
to get to this closet cleaned out." I'm not gonna put it on a piece of paper though, but
Right.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even rise up to the to-do list level, but you think it every single time you see that thing that is on your mind. So, yeah. I mean, I think that that is the trap. And we think that's the problem is we're not getting enough done.
Mhm.
And that's the like productivity and efficiency. It has been around get more done, get more done, get more done, get more done, figure out how to get more done. If you're not getting more done, then there's something you're doing wrong. There's a scheduling, time management.
Mhm.
You need to have more energy drinks.
Yeah.
Something is
Yeah.
wrong with you, and it's not true. It's
No.
it's not.
No. And somehow okay. Somehow, I know me personally, I've tied my self-worth to that to-do list
Oh, oh, yes.
and how many marks I could strike off of that to-do list.
Well, do you identify as an overachiever?
Me? No.
I mean, overachievers check off more on their to-do list. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm an overachiever. I'm a multitasker.
Yeah,
Like
and the
I,
studies say that multitasking really doesn't get more done. And let me tell you, I can attest it does not work. I mean, I've done the 15 minutes, focus on this, then 15 minutes focus on this, and 50, then you got to spend 5 minutes just remembering where you left off on this. And it's like, this is not working.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But the reality is our brains do need help, and there is a positive thing around to-do lists in that it aside from those secret to-do lists, the things that don't end up on the to-do list, which we should write down somewhere, it
Yeah.
allows you to free up that energy because otherwise you're constantly trying to hold on to the things that you know you need to do. And the chief interruption officer decided to make a
It's
visit.
just right on time. Absolutely. It wouldn't be the same if he didn't show up. So you were saying.
Yes, and yeah, so I mean, I think that, we have to recognize that to-do lists have a functionality,
Yes,
right? And
because
so
our brains are meant for processing, not storing data.
mhm. Mhm.
So if anybody in the audience isn't familiar with that concept, I mean, our brain is keeping us alive. I mean, it's working hard and it's not real good at, Have you ever walked out and said, "I know I'm forgetting something?" It's because it's not good at retaining that. It's making your heart beat and breathing and making sure the puma doesn't jump out of the woods, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the issue with to-do lists is because we've um, tied our expectations as to how many can we get done, how
Mhm.
much can I pack into a day, we, one, become super unrealistic about what you can actually physically and mentally and emotionally do in a day and still like take 10 minutes to go to the bathroom and get a glass of water and
Oh my god, I couldn't. I couldn't.
well cuz it's not on the to-do list. I mean, some people like literally put those things on the to-do list so they can feel like it's okay for them to take care of their body. Uh the
Basic
other
human functions.
yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean, we laugh, but I'm laughing because that's me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could send another email or I could go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It'll
that's
only take a sec.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the other piece is that a to-do list really is just a brain dump usually. It might
Mhm.
start out in a, oh, I'm going to write down all the things I need to do for my business, or like, oh, I got to take care of this stuff for our vacation coming up. But for most of us, my experience has been like it suddenly becomes a random collection of everything that our brain decides to throw out to us.
Mhm.
And because of that, it like the thought of what's most important and what's my priority is missing.
Yeah. And that's a good segue into this amazing tracker that you and I have built together and we're using right now and making tweaks. And I'll tell you, so this is something that we're going to share in the mastery circle, the folks that come on with us. And we've developed some questions to ask when you are setting your goal. And when you and I were going over my goals, we actually realized I created a goal that couldn't be measured.
Mhm.
And so it's like, so that's not really a goal. And so I had to rethink about, okay, what am I really trying to accomplish with this bunch of words on the page? And we came up with one that could be measured so I can see my progress and decide how long it's going to take and how if I could even achieve it in the 12-week period because we're building in some structure, I guess, if you will, to, at a high level, can we really accomplish this goal with this measurable result in 12 weeks? Which I think is a really good sense check because if I come into the 12 weeks and I'm like, at the end of 12 weeks, I'm going to be making a cajillion dollars a month in my business.
Well, you
Yeah.
are. I mean, because I believe in you, and
Well,
that's all
yeah,
you need.
but if I'm only making half of a cajillion dollars now, can I really double that? Maybe,
Right.
maybe I can. But here's the steps I'm going to take. This is how many people. I mean, it really makes you think, okay, to get to that goal, I'm going to have to reach out to X number of people. I know about this amount will actually reply to me. I need to go to this many networking events. It really makes you map it out. And it's like, wow, maybe if I cut this goal in half, I could actually achieve it. Right?
Right.
When we start
Yeah.
mapping it out, what is it really going to take to get to this goal? And I
Right.
love that about our tracker. I
Right.
love it.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right because I think i- in all facets of our life, we can think of a million things that we need to do or want to do or feel like we should do.
Mhm.
Someone told us to do, but in order to move a goal in a measurable way, You need to focus
Mhm.
and identify those actions that are going to take you closest to the goal. So yes, you may want to update your website, but is that the thing that is actually going to move the needle closer to your goal?
Or is that a want to? Or is
Or
that
is
a
that
nice to do?
or nice to do, or is it, oh, I can suck a lot of time up doing this and feel productive,
Yeah.
but and avoid doing the thing that I know will actually move me closer to your goal. And that's so this tracker encourages you not only to narrow down the number of goals you're working on, but also to really hone in on the actions that are
Mhm.
moving you towards that. And yeah, you can do more than what you come up with for your week and your day.
Yeah, that's what the to-do list is for. You've got a
Mhm.
whole list of stuff that you can go back to. That's not off limits.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you still, you still have some maintenance things you need to
Mhm.
do in your business and your life to keep the show going,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But the focus is on a very
Yeah.
narrow. And that, I mean, is super uncomfortable.
Sure. Sure.
Like, but what about all these other amazing ideas and goals that I have? Like,
Well, those can go on the next 12 weeks.
right. Once you've accomplished, you can say, look what I did.
Yeah.
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 But it's real. It's real. And I think we've been conditioned.
Mhm.
Society really encourages us
Mhm.
to keep jumping from thing to thing. Because if we keep jumping from thing to thing, we keep buying, oh, this tool, this planner, this calendar, this course.
It will help me be more efficient.
Yeah. Let me read this book. Oh, yeah, I haven't read that one. That one probably has the secret key that I have been missing my entire life.
Yeah.
And I say that tongue in cheek because that's me too. I mean,
Yeah.
I've read all the books and
Right.
I always get something from them. Like
Yeah.
just like the courses, the programs, the certifications. You get something from it, but are you making measurable progress to the one thing that matters to you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the other thing I really love about our tracker is we've got a matrix in there that tells you what percentage you did the last week. And and this is going to help with those perfectionists out there. I'm speaking to my people right now. There is a goal. There is, oh, Jenny too. Yes, that is true. Yes, of course you are. So
You,
I have a goal, a weight loss goal to lose a pound a week. And I've listed out what I believe I need to do in order to accomplish that goal. And I did, I was in the 80s, maybe closer to 90% last week, and I lost a pound. And my mind was like, how did you do that? You didn't walk on X day. You should not have, you didn't get 100%. So, how did you reach that goal? So, I'm also shifting from I don't have to do things perfect in order to move forward on my goals. So, I love that because I'm seeing the data and getting the proof.
right? No, that is 100% true. I mean, we do not have to be perfect to achieve what we want,
Mhm.
for sure. And so it's finding that sweet spot of what do you need to do, and you're collecting the data. So you can see over time, like, is what I'm doing enough?
Mhm.
Or um, you might find like, oh, maybe I don't have to do all of these things.
Mhm.
I could take things away because they're not actually contributing towards my result, you
Yeah.
know. You
And as you're shifting things, you shift one thing, test it, see if it works. You know exactly what you tried, and you're not having to go, okay, now did I? It's kind of like on your website, did I change the colors or did I change the words? Or what am I trying this week? And it's getting me very conscious, I'm sure you too, of tracking. I mean, I'm actually tracking the things that I'm doing, which is so helpful. Because if it
right.
works, I want to repeat it.
Well, and it's for me, it's permission giving
Yeah.
in that I I do want to bust through that conditioning,
Hmm.
that habit
Hmm.
of trying to do it all
Yeah.
and um you know, sitting for hours in front of my computer, even though I know, like, I'm not really accomplishing very much or much of value, but dang it, I sat in front of my computer, so that counts for something. And so it's very freeing to be like, oh, these are the top 3 things I'm going to get done today. And I could potentially even get those done by 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's a beautiful day outside,
Yeah.
and I can go sit in the sun and read a book
Yeah.
and just enjoy my day because I've done the things that are I know
We'll move.
move me forward
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
save all the other random to-dos for the day when it's raining and you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
you don't want to go outside. So, yeah, no, it's great. I think I do have to say it you're going to feel uncomfortable. Like all of
Mhm.
this comes with a level of discomfort because if you are a perfectionist, right? Like when you show up with a week where you only get 50% done or 20% done, you're going to that's going to feel yucky, you
Mhm.
know, and working through that and that's, okay and it just is data for the next week. Like but by practicing this again and again each week and you've got the support of the community that we're creating as well as the day-to-day support of your
Mhm.
accountability partner, at the end of all of this you'll have a much better picture of okay, this is what I did and this is what I got out of this.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah, and even if you don't reach the goal, but you're closer to it than you were when you started, that's a success in my book.
Great.
Especially if in the past, which you never get started, you're
You
still
know,
at 0 in 12
right.
weeks. So
Or you
any
get started
yeah,
and you run into your first obstacle or your first non-perfect week and you're like, "Ah, see, I
that's it.
told myself I couldn't do this.
I
Like,
gotta start
oh,
over now.
I got to go join this course over here I saw. I know that will help me."
Yeah, because learning and not doing is exactly what you need to do at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's safer. I mean, it is all just safety because when we're learning, it is so much safer than getting out there, doing, failing, getting back up, succeeding, doing, failing. I mean,
And I know that you're like I think like you're girl, you're almost 50. Like you still haven't figured this out and it's because we don't get like this is not a skill we are taught.
no. There are
Not
so many skills that we expect we need to be experts at. And I'm not sure where we got that belief, but it's just wrong. It's just wrong.
well, I mean, if you think about it, I read a book about it. I could answer some essay questions. I could probably get an A in the class. Doesn't that make me an expert?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Well, and accountability sometimes I think in our minds we think of the power situations that we've been in, a parent child,
Mhm.
a manager and an employee, a
Mhm.
teacher, a student. And there is this power that that person has over you in some way. And so
Mhm.
there's this, even if there is no overt punishment or punitive outcome that could happen, you know that your boss could choose to fire you,
Yeah.
right? You know your teacher could give you an F,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So I think that we have this negative connotation to
Mm.
accountability
Mhm.
when really we need to shift our mind, our thoughts about it, the way we feel about it, to being like, I'm just collecting data on what I did, what I didn't do, and how that impacts me, towards what I want to actually get in life.
Yeah, I mean, you're experimenting, you're trying, figuring it out. And
Learning.
I haven't met a human yet that hasn't figured it out. I mean, when you get into a situation and you have to figure it out, you figure it out. So, getting in a situation where this is something you want to figure out, you'll figure it out. You'll
Right.
figure it out. And it's nice to have a buddy to come along with you as well. It's always nice in
Yeah.
pairs.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, what you shared about your goal and how, you know, with us, like you could justify in your brain how like that goal was perfectly fine and, you
Yeah.
know,
I even fought for it.
yeah.
I
But when we
fought you.
get
I was like, this is a perfect goal. You're like, how are you going to measure it?
right.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Darn that. Darn that
Yeah. I'm like,
measurement. I mean, and but yet there's also like I have a goal of doing 90 videos, right? It is measurable, but I didn't set a time frame for it, and that
mhm,
was on purpose. Because I needed to create some safety in my body. Now that I've been doing it for a little while, I needed to get comfortable with the process and be like, okay, no tiger's gonna jump out while I'm on my video and like pounce on me. Um, now that I've gotten some experience under my belt, now I'm like, oh, I want to get 14 videos done this month. Like I'm
yeah.
putting some more structure, more measurement. So there is, the fact that you've got to check in with
Mhm.
yourself. And
Yeah.
that, I mean, I think that is the expectation part, and being realistic is looking at the goal, what you want the result to be, and the actions you think is going to take. And that combination right there, you have to be like, okay, on my worst day, can I still get
Mhm.
this accomplished?
Mhm. Mhm. Well, and the other thing with really laying out the steps is when you want to avoid doing it, you don't have to decide what the next step is. And that's what I find helpful for me is, oh, I really don't want to do this. Okay, what did I write down I have to do? Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I'll start it. And if in 5 minutes, if I still don't want to do it, I will allow myself to stop. And I never stop,
Mhm. Yeah.
but I don't have to think through the next step. So
Yeah.
I find that beneficial as well.
Well, and if you're not doing it and you're showing up to the group and being honest and vulnerable
Mhm.
about the fact that, yeah, I'm really struggling with doing XYZ. Like that's the power of a mastermind is people will have suggestions, tips, ideas for you to approach it in a different way, break
Mhm.
it down even further. Because a lot of times we'll write an ambiguous thing like, work on website today. Well, okay, what does that mean? Like,
Right.
yeah.
And
So,
no, you're not going to be kicked out if you're
mhm,
not hitting a certain percentage. I mean, it's what it's all about. This is a journey. It's a journey. I've set a goal for the next 12 weeks. What has my journey been through this process? And what can I learn from it?
mhm, yeah. Yeah, it's
What do I
all
want to
about,
keep? What do I want to ditch? What didn't work? What did work? It's all of that.
yeah, I guarantee by the end of the 12 weeks, you will definitely learn stuff about yourself, about the things that you choose to do, things that you choose not to do,
Yeah. And why?
and why. Yeah.
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 So it's going to be a lot of fun. It really, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be fun as well.
Yeah. Well, and what better way to do it? Do it with your friends.
Right.
So bring a friend.
Yeah. This is a buddy thing if you want it to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All
Well,
right.
this was great as always.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So till next week.
Yes. See you
All
then.
right. All right.
Bye.
Bye.